I really feel that our brains have been rotted by what's going on in the world because how the hell was this trending? Hey everybody, what's going on? Welcome to an all new Crossin Streams. As always, I'm your host, the real Gino Reynolds. And today, what a perfect day to talk about this show, because I have a splitting frickin' headache. What a day to talk about Netflix's new game show, Floor is Lava. What this show is about is you have teams of 2 or 3, and they have to go through these elaborate escape room type rooms where they can't touch the floor because the floor is lava. And they have to go through and try to figure out how to get across, what they can hit to make it to their advantage, and things like that. Now, I have to admit the initial idea of this show sounded kind of fun, because, it's not going to be anything Emmy-worthy, but, if you have a stupid show like a Wipeout or a Most Extreme Elimination Challenge, you can have fun for a little bit. And so I was like, okay, maybe this show might be kind of fun. I had barely seen any pictures or clips from it before going into it. And I thought, it might be a good time. I'm here to tell you that it is not. It is not a good time. The thing is, this show will start to grate on you really, really fast. Now, I'm not saying that every team in this show was hard to watch, but we'll get to that in a bit. This show is hosted by Rutledge Wood, who is the host of things like Top Gear USA, Diners, Drive-Ins, and Dives. And there's really no, he doesn't improve the show any. Doesn't make it worse, doesn't make it better. His voiceovers, however, and his humor gets really old really fast. I'm going to give you the basic gist of how quickly this show grated on me. And I'm being generous here. It took an episode and a half for me to finally start going, when the hell is this going to be over? The first episode, I gave it a chance. I didn't think it was that great. But again, I was curious to see the courses and everything. But here's the thing. First of all, you got your host. And again, when he's on screen and introducing things, he's fine. But as the competitors are going through these obstacle courses, his humor feels so forced. It's hard to just describe how bad it is. Here's the thing. The teams are all based on certain things, like very simple things, like this team is nurses, this team is triplets, this team is from Boston, right? They've all got a theme, they've all got a team name. So all of his humor is either based on what they do, like what their team is about, or really, really, really bad puns. Look, puns can be good when used sparingly, but when not used sparingly, they can feel really forced. And this guy just tries to fit the square peg down the round hole. But not only does he try to use a hammer, he tries to use a saw, a screwdriver, a wrench, any other tool he can get his hands on, and just tries to bang these jokes through, and they are god awful. And again, you have these episodes, which I will give the only credit I will give this show is that the majority of the episodes, the later you get in the season, the shorter they are. The first episode's like 37 minutes. And then it goes down to like 30. And then most of the rest of them, I think, are under 30. So the shorter they are, the better. That's not saying much. That's not saying, that is not a glowing recommendation in the least bit. But at least, if I gotta give it, I gotta try to find any kind of positive, is that the episodes get shorter for the most part as you go along in the season. So yeah, the dude's humor is god-awful. So listening to him through not just one episode, or 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, or 9 episodes, no, 10 episodes of this god-awful humor. So there's that. Then let's get to the courses. They're somewhat creative, but here's the thing. You've got 10 episodes, but only 5 courses. Now, they do try to change the most minute things on these courses to change them up for the next time you see them, but none of the changes really matter much. Like say there's this one where if you pull this string, a new thing you can jump on comes down, right? So and the second time they use it, well, if you pull the string this time, it just puts lava up on like it splashes lava, making the surfaces slippery, more slippery. Like I said, the changes don't really matter much. I think this show, for it to work, or at least work when it comes to the courses, because believe me, this show does not work. But in the aspect of the courses, they need more courses. You need different courses every time. Don't go back to ones you've used. Because once here's the thing. If you're watching 3 teams, there's some episodes that have head-to-head, which I think those were better because they were shorter. And you didn't have 3 teams. When you had 3 teams, the episodes really dragged. So these courses, though, once you've seen one team go through it, you don't really care. I would have rather seen, and again, this is not a recommendation because I'll get to the teams in a bit, but I would have rather have seen like one team go through like 3 courses versus 3 teams go through 1. I think that would have been a improvement. So, yeah, the courses get boring really fast. The commentary over the courses because how many times can you say, the stairs are going to disappear? You're running out of time. So, yeah, there's the courses. Now let's get to the teams. By far, the worst part of this show. I could have dealt with the bad puns from the host. I could have dealt with the repetitive nature of the courses if this show had 2 things: people falling in interesting ways, like crash landing and everything, like on these courses. Because, long story short, any of the death-defying leaps or anything, the only thing that ever happens is, oh, they smashed their face into the course. Oh my goodness. Oh, they almost slipped. That just there's really just nothing there, right? The crashes could have been interesting. The people, having a bad day on this course could have been interesting, but none of it really was. Especially when the only outcome is, oh, they fell in lava. I mean, look at a show like Ninja Warrior. Yeah, they can just fall in the water. But Ninja Warrior, the athleticism and the courses themselves are what make that show fun. Look at a show like Wipeout, where, yeah, they use some of the same courses, but like the way people Crash and Burn is more entertaining. A show like Most Extreme Elimination Challenge, where, yeah, it's just the sheer absurdity of that show that makes it funny and makes it fun to watch. But this, there's just nothing there. When people crash and burn, it's just not entertaining. How many times can you watch someone go into the lava and go, ah, and that's it? But yeah, the by far worst part of the show is the contestants. There was 2 teams that I kind of thought was okay. I like the firefighters because they were the least obnoxious of all of the contestants. And I can't remember the other team. I believe it was the flight attendants. And I only appreciated them because, unlike every other team, they were going to give their money to charity. Spoiler alert, they don't win. A douchebag team wins. But my God, the teams in this, they're so obnoxious, okay? You have, again, they're all very, they all have a very simple theme to them. And a lot of them borderline on stereotypes. And it makes you wonder the motivations that these people had. Are they all trying to be reality stars? Because it sure feels like it. They're all trying to get famous being on the show. Were they coached on how to react? Whenever someone falls in the lava, go, no! Right? Because so many people were like, no, you fell in. No, I will win this for you. I will avenge you. The whole time. Some of the most annoying teams had to be the triplets. I believe they were in episode 2. If it wasn't 2, it was 1. Either way, they were obnoxious. Just listening to them talk through this whole thing. Just listening to these people talk through this whole thing was obnoxious. Because every one of them are trying to be famous. Every one of them are trying hard to be funny, and they're not. They're all trying to be characters. The Bostonian team was ridiculous. I just wanted to scream at the screen, because they had this whole thing where they're basically treating Tom Brady like he was Jesus. And it's like, Tom Brady, don't let us down. And I just wanted to go, he's not on your team anymore. They were obnoxious. And then there was the Gamer Girl team, which it wasn't not so much them. I mean, yeah, they were kind of obnoxious too, but I really got irked. I really got irked when Rutledge Wood, in his comedy, said the Konami code and got it wrong. He added like a down to the end of it. It's like, no, it's up down left right BA start, select start if you want 2 players. That's been ingrained in my head since childhood, and he got it wrong. Again, he got it right up until the end. He added like 2 more downs, then start. So I don't know if he wrote that joke or if someone wrote that joke for him and intentionally got it wrong. I don't know. But either way, it was stupid. And most of the teams are stupid. They're obnoxious. They are so difficult to watch. Again, I got about an episode and a half in, and I'm face palming and praying to whatever is out there that will listen to me that this ends. I got about 5 episodes in, and I had to stop. I had to do something else, anything else. Suffering through the show. I had to do anything else to get away from it. And then I went back to it, and I still dreaded going back to it. I did not want to watch the end of the show. I needed something to review for the radio, and I was like, well, this is there. It was trending, and I don't think it is anymore. And it does turn out, I looked at Rotten Tomatoes. I guess it got an average score from reviewers. I don't know how many looked at it because the numbers aren't there. It got an average score, above average score from reviewers, but the crowd response is like 20% or something like that. And I am not surprised because the show is not entertaining at all. But yeah, just I don't know how we must really be getting tired and really be our minds really must be getting warped by having to stay at home, because if we're watching stuff like this and we know this, and it doesn't look like a very expensive show. I mean, yeah, those sets might cost a little bit to build, but I mean, when you've got, people trying to win $10,000, so you're looking at $100,000 in prizes, paying the host and the sets and the crew, right? So it can't be that expensive to produce. So I'm willing to bet we're at least, I have a feeling they've probably taped about 5 seasons of this already. So, and I have a feeling Netflix will just keep pumping these out. And no, even out of sheer curiosity, it's gone. I will not look at a season 2 of this. I won't even give it a second glance. This show is terrible. It's one of those shows that if you watch it, you'll be asking Netflix for your subscription fee back, because it is that much of a waste of time. Sure, you're looking at an average of half hour per show, but that's still way too much time to waste on a show that should just burn. That's going to be all for this edition of Crossin Streams. If you like what you've heard here, please subscribe to the Real Gino YouTube channel. Like this video, and you have anything to say, and I'd be curious if anybody has anything positive to say about Floor is Lava. Please feel free to leave a comment in the section below. Till next time, I'm your host, the Real Gino, Gino Reynolds. Let it burn.